Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ohio State Call-In Show presented by FanDuel here at Ohio State at the voice of college football. I'm your host, Garrison Gaddy, as always, on a Thursday night at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. There we go. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, check out the awesome website that we have at www.bocfb.com. You can check out all the awesome writers that we have that keep you up to date with everything that's going around in the college football landscape, and also the weekly schedule that we have, whether it be for our channel here, the other people over at the TTUN at the Voice of College Football, whether it be Oklahoma, North Carolina, Texas. Shout out to Matthew Miller, Oregon. We have it all here for you. Nebraska. Yeah, we have it all here for you as Voice of College Football. So go ahead and check them out. Go ahead and get them subscribed. Everything helps. We're all one family here. We're all one network. Shout out to my guy Steve, man, for posting the stream. If you're watching on X right now, it helps out a lot. Go out and hit that retweet button, hit that like button, quote if you like to. There's a whole lot of help for us. Also, check us out over here. Come join the chat over here. Come join the comment section. We'd love to have you at the channel here on YouTube. Also, thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, bro. Salute to you too, my guy. Steve has been one of those. So you guys know. So Steve, this is really cool. Steve is actually. I've been talking to Steve for now 3 years now. He first started talking to him. When Steve, you were watching the Scarlet and Blue show with Bryce and I, and he would always get on Bryce and get on me for not getting at Bryce either. But yeah, Steve's a good guy, man. Love him. Love that guy to death, man. Awesome Buckeye person, awesome person in general. But yeah, this is the call-in show. Of course, this is the Voice of College Football, which makes you part of the show also. If you would like to call in, the call-in link is in the chat for you to click. Come up here, talk about anything you would like to, whether it be Ohio State, whether it be about anything else happening in college football, whether it be Pat Mahomes' wife on the Sports Illustrated. It can be anything, guys. By the way, she looked awesome on that. But it could be anything, everybody. But until then, until anyone wants to ask any questions in the chat, which you can do also if anyone calls in, I did want to have a fun exercise. I was thinking earlier today, who are my top 10 players going into this season, pre-spring? Of course, spring ball has not started yet because it's not the spring yet. It's still winter for a lot of us over here in the Midwest. But I thought this would be a fun exercise. I thought about doing it beforehand, but then I thought, hell, why not? I'll just do it here with you guys. So, starting off, number one, I think we all know who it has to be. It has to be Jeremiah Smith. Wide receiver for the Buckeyes. Look, I don't need to explain who Jeremiah Smith is. We all know who Jeremiah Smith is. I'll tell you what. Going into the last year right now with him is kind of like a somber thing, but I'm really excited because I feel like this is last year in Columbus. This is the best we're going to see him, I believe. And then, even after his freshman year, I got to thinking, we know he isn't fully developed yet. We know he isn't done. As a player, what is the ceiling for this guy? How good, how great, how elite can he honestly be? And so, in going to this year, man, I'm really excited to see what he can do, the player he's going to become. I still, we would all agree, and he would even say himself, there's a lot of things, probably not a lot of things, but there are some things that he needs to work on, things that he needs to master, I guess you could say. I still believe he needs to get better against zone coverage. I truly still do believe that. I think that if you watch guys like Marvin, or you watch guys like JSN, those guys were elite in zone. They always got open, even if they were being bracketed, double team, triple team. They always found a way open. So that's one thing I do want to see him get work on. But he's been the best player in college football since he's into the sport. So yeah, number one, easy. Right there, it is Jeremiah Smith. Also, if you guys want any Ohio State gear or any gear for anyone else in your family that happens to be a fan of anyone else who is not Ohio State, and that's something that it's sad work for them, go ahead and check out our website at bocfb.com/shop. You can check out all the things we have, whether it be coffee mugs, whether it be shirts, whether it be hoodies, whether it be crew necks. We have it all there for you. So then, number two. Now, who do I believe is the number 2 player on this team right now? And honestly, I'm thinking about it in my head, and nothing is honestly coming to mind. I don't want to say Julian yet. So number 2 is Julian Sand. And with that being said, I mean Julian Sand is the quarterback of the team. He does play the hardest position, I believe, in sports, the most demanding position in sports. I think that I think it's really weird the kind of disrespect because there's a difference between critiquing, being critical of someone's play, and then just flat out overblowing things or just getting on a guy when he honestly doesn't deserve it. I thought Julian last year, for being who he was, think about it this way. Going into the season, think back to what your expectations were of Julian Sand. For me personally, it was, hey, just don't screw it up. And I don't mean that like just fully blown on, like, hey, don't suck out there. But I honestly wanted like Julian just to learn. I wanted him to grow in the offense. I thought, going to the season, I thought that he might throw 40 touchdowns. I was a little bit shy of that, but I had high expectations, but I always, leveled them out. I try to stay even kill, as I always say. So then when you go into mid-year form of Julian, a lot of us Ohio State fans are out here saying, oh, we think we have the best quarterback in the country, if not that, top 3, at the worst, top 5. And then, Julian goes on to go to New York City, all Big Ten, depending on where you look, all American. And he's a redshirt freshman in his first year starting. So for me, I always give players the benefit of the doubt when it comes to progressing, when it comes to getting better. So for me, when it comes to him as a player, I'm thinking to myself, oh, no, Julian's going to have an insane year next season. And I don't see why anyone else shouldn't believe that. Threw over 30 touchdowns this year, had less than 10 picks. I think he finished with 8 this season. He had a spectacular year for a redshirt freshman, beat Joe Burrow's record for the completion percentage. So, I mean, from here on out, when you look in the record books and you look right there, completion percentage, you're going to see his name, not anybody else's. So, yeah, I got Julian Sand at number 2 for this. My man, Don, man, where you been? Where have you been? I got a hat up my hairline has been pretty fresh lately, but I'm wearing a hat today because I just got back from the gym and I've been like wearing a hat, moving my hair all around. It looks crazy right now, Don. So I can't show you that right now. I cannot do that. So I'm going to get, without any jokes you have about a hairline, put that to the side for right now. Wait till next week. Just wait till next week. Oh, and I mean, while we're on Julian Sand, shout out to my guy Block over from X, man. That's one of my guys right there. Says the real Julian Sand showed up when the rubber had to meet the road. I mean, you can say that if you like to, but in all reality, I mean, you look at the game against Indiana. He could have played better in both games. Don't get it twisted. There are things that he could have done to play better. With that being said, it does not help when your offensive line, specifically the right side, is getting walked back. They're not even getting walked. They're getting backpedaled back into you. And I mean like a DB's backpedal. It's happening quick and fast, especially against Miami. So, I mean, I guess I hear you, Block. He better than your quarterback, though. He better than Georgia's quarterback. I know that much. But, yeah, so Julian Sand finishes out there at number 2. Now let's get to number 3. And let me know, guys, if there's anything that you would change so far. I mean, if you think anybody's better than Julian right now, let me know. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. All right, so who's number 3? Who's the third best player on the team right now? You know what, Block? I'm gonna save it for you when I get in the space. I'm gonna save anything I get because the way I want to talk to you, I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it on these airwaves. Not the way I want to talk to you. Yeah, he needs more play action. I'll tell you what, Don. That's one of the cool things I think about having Arthur Smith come in, because Arthur Smith likes to be in the play. He runs the play action game a lot, and I mean a lot. So I think that's definitely going to help him out too. Number 3, though, best players at Ohio State going into, I guess you can say the spring or just right now, who I believe are going to be the best 10 players next season. Number 3, I'm going to go with Austin Sareveld. Sometimes I suck at spelling his name if I don't look at it, so we're going to put Austin Ness right there. Yeah, I got Austin Sareveld there at number 3. His 2024, I was not a fan of Austin Sareveld. I was on here saying I don't want to see him in a Buckeye uniform again. But with new information, a smart man always changes his mind. And last year, moving from the right side of the offensive line, from right guard, sometimes playing right tackle, to then getting put on the spot and playing left tackle. And if you remember early in the year, when they were talking about the offensive line, that being Ryan Day, there are still 2 or 3 positions still trying to be settled, and they said without even position yet, because we all thought he was still going to play right guard or right tackle, they said Austin Sareveld is starting. We didn't know where, but they said he's definitely starting. And then he moved before they went Iron Buckeye, which is a big thing if you're not a Buckeye fan. Look it up. And then they say he's playing left tackle. And last year, was he elite at it? No. Was he great at it? No. But he was damn good. He was damn good. Didn't give up a pressure for, I think maybe had 2, maybe 3 games where he gave up a pressure. Didn't give up a lot of sacks. I think he gave up 1 this year. He was spectacular for what my expectations were when he got there. And so yeah, I'm gonna put him there. And then I would love for him to move back to guard and probably put a young guy like Carter Lowe at left tackle or Ian Moore. But I really think Austin Sareveld has a chance to take another leap from last season. And I mean the leap he took from 2024 to 2025 was astronomical. And I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I don't think anybody on that coaching staff would disagree with that, nor Austin himself. Number 4, I'm really curious. And by the way, everybody, if you would like to call in, the call-in link is in the chat right now. And also, any questions you may have, any comments, put it in the chat. We'll love to talk about that. Block, I'm gonna talk about what you just said, Block. We're gonna talk about that here. Actually, let's talk about it right now. I can do this throughout the show. So my guy Block says, then wide receivers ain't going to like Arthur Smith's scheme. I would ask you this, Block. Would you rather have Arthur Smith or would you rather have Brian Hartline? I mean, honestly, I get that a lot of people want to joke and kid and laugh about the Arthur Smith hire. But that's why I said plenty of times now, is it a hire that I'm overly excited about? No. Is it a hire that I'm super down on this? No. What I do know is that he turned down a bunch of NFL offensive coordinator job or interviews just to take the job at Ohio State. And what I do know is that Brian Hartline is an upgrade from Brian Hartline. And I think that's exactly what a lot of people are missing in this. And yeah, all you Atlanta Falcon fans, I mean, the Tennessee, I mean, they had a great year with them. But all you Atlanta fans and what you guys went through the last few years with them, bitch and gripe all you want. This ain't the NFL, and what you do in the NFL, in terms of production-wise as a coach, matters not to me. Or how they say down in South Florida, nan. It doesn't matter to me. Because if that was the case, and I'm not sitting here saying that Arthur Smith is the same thing or garnishes the same respect as Matt Patricia coming out of the NFL. But all of you were outside of Ohio State, and there's some Ohio State fans, but all of you across the country from different programs were willing to jump off the ledge and down talk a 3-time Super Bowl champ at defensive coordinator. So those are Tywin Lannister. A lion does not care about the opinions of sheep. If you want to know what a sheep is, Block, a sheep is a program or a team who hasn't won a playoff game in 3 years. That's a sheep, aka Georgia. No, I'm just joking. Georgia's not a sheep, but for the purpose of the conversation, you're the sheep. So, like I said, I'm not excited about it. I'm not down about it. I think Arthur Smith is going to be fine. I think that, like I said 2 weeks ago, his job, and exactly, Steve, his job is not to change the system. His job is to incorporate his scheme. Man, this protein shake has me burping a lot. Is to bring in his scheme and integrate it with Ryan Day's system. Make no mistakes, Ryan Day's system works outside the numbers. That's in 5 to 20 yards down the field. That's where the bread is buttered, not in the run game. But we do need the running game to get better. All right, so Daniel Henry, shout out to my guy Daniel Henry. First off, so far he has 1 JJ, 2 Julian, 3 McLean, 4 Jermaine Matthews. Oh, you got to move Jermaine down. 5 Sarabeld or Luke Montgomery. Okay. So 5, I do have Luke Montgomery. And shout out to Luke Mont, friend of the show. I think Luke is one of the most underrated players in the country, not just in the Big Ten, but in the country. I thought that what he did at guard last year, I mean, even coming out of the playoffs and the job he did was quite outstanding. He was really good this season. He's a pancake connoisseur. That's what he does. You want blueberry, you want chocolate chip, or do you want buttermilk, or do you want it plain? He can give you every single one of those. So Luke Montgomery, man, I love that guy. As a young man, I love him. I think he's a good, godly young man. He's better at that than he is football. And he's well spoken too. So yeah, number 5, we're gonna go Luke Montgomery. Now let's move to number 6. As a matter of fact, let's do this real quick. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, let's go like this. Oh, that's 20. Hey, Daniel, tell me why you have Jermaine Matthews in your top 5 players at Ohio State going to the season, or like early top. I gotta know. Because after how the season ended last year, I don't know if I can give Jermaine, and I'm a big Jermaine fan, but I don't know if I can give him that. That was the way the way that the year ended for Jermaine was it was surprising because the first half of the year, man, he was great, forcing turnovers all over the field. And then somewhere along the line, he had a drop off, and so that was really concerning for me. But I think that going into this year, like I said, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he will be better. I think he'll be better for it. But yeah, it's hard for me to put him in my top 5, let alone my top 10 right now. I don't even think he's a top 3 DB on the team right now. Let me ask you this, Daniel. Would you call him a better corner? All right, but let's just stay in the DB room. Would you put Jermaine? Would you put Jermaine over Earl Little Jr.? I wouldn't. Not today. Earl was a better football player than he was last year. So I don't know if I would put Jermaine there right now. Like, he's still good, but man, he's got to fix some things. That's for damn sure. But he is in my top 10. All right, now let's move to number 5. Number 5. Let's go to think about the defense real quick. I'm gonna say Bo Jackson. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. I got to think about this for a second. I'll ask you guys, who do you think is a better football player going to this season? Bo Jackson or Kenyatta Jackson Jr.? Hey, Daniel, you saw Earl play last year and you saw Jermaine play last year. Earl was a better football player than him, without a doubt. I don't know, Daniel. I don't know, brother. I don't know. But let me know. Who do you guys think is a better player going to this year? Is it Bo Jackson or is it Kenyatta? And of course, this is my list. Anybody else can have their own list, but I need help with this one because as of right now, I'm honestly kind of torn on this because I wanted to say Kenyatta at first, and I wouldn't have said Bo. I'm gonna say Bo. I'm gonna say Bo. I think Bo going to this year is a better player. Um, yeah, yeah. Let's go with Bo. I thought that last year Bo Jackson was probably I thought that he was probably outside of Jeremiah, guys like on the offense. Outside of Jeremiah, I thought he was the most important player on the offense because, like, the gap for him to be a true freshman and for there to be a clear gap between him and not just James Peoples, but CJ Donaldson, who I would say CJ Donaldson was never gonna. He's a tight end in all reality, but he was never going to have the type of running back skills. What's going on, Doreen? He was never going to have the type of running back skills that Bo Jackson has because he's been playing his whole life. But when you've been playing football for 4 years, I expect you to be doing something, right? And there was just it wasn't even close. There was an insane gap between them. And truth be told, there was a gap, and it's a small gap, but there was a gap between Isaiah West and those two guys also. And so, yeah, for right now, yeah. So right now we're gonna put Bo Jackson at number 5. Again, everybody, if you would like to call in, the call-in link is in the chat section right now. So go ahead and hit that. Also, if you have any questions, any comments, go ahead and put it in there. I can stop this at any time on this top 10 list. We can talk about whatever on it. Again, this is your guys' show, not mine. So, yeah. So Bo Jackson at number 5. Now, let's go to number 6. Of course, because that comes after 5. I think that's where I'll pick Kenyatta. I'm gonna put Kenyatta right there. Now Kenyatta Jackson Jr. last season I thought played well. I thought that, and especially in the second half of the season, I thought in the first half, a lot of that did have to do with scheme and what Matt Patricia wanted him to do, which is basically hold out on the side, not edge rush as much. And then last half of the season, he was sent more. That was his job to do so more. But Kenyatta's work in the run game, there's a ceiling that Kenyatta hasn't hit yet. And, for some guys, it takes 4 years. For Jack Sawyer and JTT, and maybe some of that had to do with Jim Knowles' system, but it took them those 4 years. And so it's very understandable. Maybe it's taking Kenyatta this long also. I mean, his sophomore year, he only started 2 games, I think. This year, he was the full-time starter, of course. And again, he played really good. I thought he played really good. He was all Big Ten, I believe. And so, yeah, going into this season, I mean, I expect Kenyatta to have somewhere between 8 to 10 sacks. That is what I would call this season a success for him. What I will say, as good as he was in the run game, there were times where people attacked our right side of the offensive line. So you saw it a couple times against the Wolverines, saw it a couple times against Indiana. So those are some things he's got to work on. But I think of Kenyatta, with that 6'5", 265-pound frame, if he can get better with his hands, get more bend on his body, so he can get past the left tackle. I'm sorry, he plays on the right side. Yeah, left tackle more. I think that he's in for a big season. I think he's in for one. And so, yeah, we got Kenyatta Jackson Jr. there at 6. Yeah, at 6. So yeah, we can stop right here and talk about this real quick. Now or never for Brandon Ennis, Daniel Henry says. You're not lying. And I'll tell you what, he's gonna get challenged this year. And regardless of that, when you come to Ohio State, you had to fight for your position. Nothing's ever given here. And so I think he's definitely prepared for this. But going to this year, you gotta believe they want to get, if they can, if he's ready, if he's prepared, and they're gonna need him to be in all reality. You gotta believe they want to get Chris Henry Jr. on the field, right? You gotta believe they want to get Jaquaden Gilford on the team on the field, because there's a chance he's probably better than Chris Henry right now. Probably he's more polished than Chris right now. On top of that, out of the portal, you bring in McEwen, proven wide receiver at UTSA, better athlete than Brandon Ennis too, faster than him. Then you bring in Kyle Parker out of LSU, who had an out for his first season. He was awesome down there. He was. And when he got over here, a bunch of LSU fans told me, he said, "Hey man, you guys got you one," because he definitely would have started for us next year. So for Brandon Ennis, man, and it's not that he wasn't open last year. Again, we've talked about this plenty of times. There are a lot of times when he was open on the field, Julian just didn't throw him the ball, didn't see him. With that being said, though, I expect more out of him. Because it can't just be on Julian. You're not getting open. So, definitely need a big year out of Brandon. At least not even a big year, just a productive year. But yeah, it definitely is now or never for him. Especially for what a lot of people thought he was coming out of high school. All right. So, number 7. Who do I believe is the number 7 player on this team coming into the season? I'm going to say I got to think about this. I'm going through the depth chart right now, the new one I made, because I'm not sure. Yeah, let's go with him. Let's go with Jalen McClain. Now, Jalen McClain last year, I wasn't too surprised by his play. His freshman year, he got to play a lot, and I thought he played well when he got in there. He was the first safety off the bench, actually. Or off the sideline. I'm not going to say the bench, the sideline. Excuse me. Good grief. And then this past season, I don't believe, and this is my opinion, I'm not saying this is fact, but I don't believe there was 10 safeties in the country last year better than Jalen McClain. I thought that last year playing next to Caleb Downs and understanding that, Caleb's going to be doing his own thing essentially, so you have to be where you got to be, and he always was there. He's decent. He can get better in coverage. That is for sure. He's got to get better in coverage, but he's not bad at it. I think he's just above average to good. Then when it comes to the run game, though, and before I get to him in the run game, his closing speed is on another level. Whenever a guy catches the ball, he doesn't waste any movement. He never takes bad angles. He gets straight to the point. He gets straight to the tackle. He wraps up. He's a great tackler too, which, by the way, shout out to Tim Walton for what he's done with that DB group, and also Matt Guerrieri. Those DBs for the last few years at Ohio State have been tackling. They hit hard. That's another thing. The Ohio State DBs hit hard, and McClain does too. And run pro, he's not bad at all. I think he plays back a lot, free safety. So I don't expect him to do much in there. But yeah, I'm expecting a big year. I think this is definitely a potential draft year for Jalen McClain based off of what he did last season. So yeah, expecting a lot of things out of him. What's going on, Jam, my friend? Glad to see you in here, girl. Hey, Jam and Don, don't you two start get going. I don't need that today. All right. All right. So now, yeah, there we go. So far, right now, if you could grade my list, my top 10 bucks so far, what grade would you give me as of right now? That's my question. And if you want to wait till we're done, then cool. And also, just for everyone remembers, the calling link is in the chat. So if you guys want to call in, you can happily do so. And otherwise, ask questions in the chat, give your comments. I'll definitely talk about it. So at number 10, I'm sorry, number 10. At number 8, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, that's tough. It's got to be somebody on the defense. It's no one on the offense I can put right there. This might be a little controversial. I don't give a. All right. Number 8, we got Earl Jr. Now, if you're asking why I have Earl Little here when he hasn't played a snap for Ohio State, well, that'll be because I'm talking just straight up football player and what you've done so far, what you did last season coming into this year. Last year, Earl Little, 33 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 4 interceptions, 2 pass deflections. He was all over the field last year. All over. Yeah, I Ohio State. And I can't wait to see what he does. He's a very versatile player, can play in the nickel, can play down safety, can play free safety. Really good athlete. Actually, yeah, really good athlete. So I'm really, 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 I said Rickley. Really, 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 Rick and Morty. Looking forward to seeing what he does for Ohio State. I think it's good. And of course, we all know there's going to be a. I mean, in all reality, see, Daniel, you've been watching me long enough. You should know this. After 2 years, I don't care how many stars you had, nor what your rating was. So, because after 2 years, man, it doesn't matter. Like guys, like I'll give you an example. Aaron Scott, you were one of the best corners coming out of high school. You haven't made an impact, nor really saw the field when it really counts at Ohio State. So yeah, but I hear what you're saying, but yeah, and I mean, and honestly, think about and on the other side of that, Daniel, think about all the guys that were higher rated and they fall off a cliff. But then the guy take a who's the D tackle for the Wolverines? What's his? I can't remember the white guy. But I mean, plenty of times, man, players that weren't highly ranked end up being much better players than guys that were more ranked and highly ranked than they were. And so, yeah, but I hear what you're saying, though. I hear what you're saying. But yeah, and also on top of this, Earl Little Jr. is an upgrade from Lorenzo Styles. Again, I think people need to when you look at this, right? You got to think about, okay, who was there before? Is it a plus? Is it a minus? If it is a minus, just how far? If it is a plus, that's good in general. So yeah, we got a better player at that position now. So that doesn't like worry me at all. I think he's gonna be a good player for us. So yeah, at number 8 we have Earl Little Jr. transfer out of Florida State. You know, we'll get to our final 2 in a second here. But before we do that, everybody, before we continue, quick message here from the voice of college football.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
Okay. Now let's finish this off here. Pause. Our top 10 players. So far, everybody, this is what we have. Number 1, Jeremiah Smith. 2, Julian Sand. 3, Austin Sierreveld. At 4, Luke Montgomery. 5, Bo Jackson. 6, Kenyatta Jackson Jr. 7, Jalen McClain. 8, Earl Little Jr. Now let's get to 9. So I think 9 here. Who should I put at 9? So I think for 9, there's a few guys in my head right now. And there, 2 of them are on defense, one's on offense. Wait, I gotta remember. This is who I think are gonna be the best players on the team. I'm taking a leap of faith here. And I'm going to do both 9 and 10 right now. All right. So at number 9, I have Zion Grady. First off, true freshman last year. Beat out Bo Atkinson. Not saying that wasn't that was hard, but he was still a true freshman, so that's impressive. Dog Jam, I'm gonna bring that up in a second here. Shout out to the guys in Buckeye Battle Cry. What's going on? Is that who is it? Which one of you two is it? Probably Pete. But I think Zion Grady. I think if Zion Grady was coming out of his sophomore season, I would have him ahead of Kenyatta Jackson Jr. I probably have him in my top 5. I think Zion Grady is going to be a complete monster this season. Because just like Bo Jackson, he played with a high school body. You can look at a guy and tell there's not a lot of definition there. He doesn't look the same as everybody else. Kind of still lean, still got a little bit of baby fat on him. That's how you know a guy still has his high school body. So coming out of the spring, I expect him to be a complete behemoth. He's also got a lot of size on him too, like Kenyatta does, and he can definitely has room to grow. He was really good this past season. Eventually was the first guy off the sideline at defensive end. I thought he played really, really well in the playoffs when he had the chance to play. But yeah, Zion Grady, I have at number 9. Really excited to see what he can do this upcoming season. And then at number 10, I got our guy Devin Sanchez. And to be quite honest with you all, this list I could honestly adjust this list right now because while I was doing it, I forgot like who I think is going to be the best players. But I mean, the top 5 guys, I mean, you can't really argue with. It's really understandable. But Devin Sanchez has all the physical tools to be to be all of everything we need, to be one of the best corners in college football. He's got every tool you need. All that matters is him getting better, especially in the mental game. Tweaking up some of the skill sets, because everyone likes to mix up skill and athletic ability. They're two different things. So refining his skills and his craft throughout the season, ups and downs, but the highs weren't too high and the lows weren't too low. And I love talking about this. I mean, Devin Sanchez was in on the last drive when Texas was trying to go tie or win the game. Which shows how much confidence that they had in him early on. He played throughout the season a lot and then had his best game of the year against Miami. So I'm expecting big things out of Devin Sanchez this year. It's out to the Sanchez family. They're really good people. Don't know him personally, but I can see him from afar. And Mama Sanchez is really cool too. She's a great follow, by the way. If you guys don't follow Mama Sanchez, go follow her, D Sanchez. But they also give a lot of insight when it comes to recruiting and how things happen. It's actually really cool insight seeing hearing them talk about it or reading them talk about it. But yeah, I got Devin Sanchez there. I think he's in for a big season. Can I say All-American year? Not yet. Can't say that in February, but I think there's a chance he could possibly be all Big Ten going into the year. So yeah, guys, there's the top 10 right there. Starting from number 1, Jeremiah Smith, then Julian Sand. Number 3, Austin Cerebell. 4, Luke Montgomery. 5, Bo Jackson. 6, Kenyatta Jackson Jr. 7, Jalen McClain. 8, Earl Little Jr. 9, Zion Grady. And 10, Devin Sanchez. And just so you guys know, a few people I thought about putting in here. Jermaine. Wait a second. We might as well go ahead and Daniel Henry says Garrison mad as hell at Jermaine Matthews. No top 10. No, I don't think going into this year. Remind you, I'm talking about who I think are going to be the top 10 players for the season next year. Now, Jermaine can be that. He possibly can. But I think Devin Sanchez is let's talk about the two corners. And this is no slight to Jermaine. I think Jermaine's a good player. He just has to be more consistent. I don't believe this. Devin Sanchez has a higher ceiling. Fact. And I think that Devin Sanchez going into this season, because of that ceiling, is going to hit somewhere where I think Jermaine possibly can't. And some of that has to do with your athletic ability. A lot of it possibly does. There's wide receivers that cannot do what JJ does. It's not because JJ doesn't have the skill. It's not because the other wide receiver doesn't have the skill. It's because they're not 6'4", 225 pounds, running a 4.4, possible 4.3, jumping out the gym. Everybody can't do that. So that's the only reason why I didn't have Jermaine top 10. And I thought about it. But Jermaine, he's in, bro, you're going to your senior year. Show me mode. Show me. I mean, I was there his freshman season, first game of the year. He had a pick 6. I was there when that happened, and I've been high on him ever since. Need him to prove me right, and even more so, prove himself right. That's more important than me. I'm nobody. Shout out to Buckeye Battlecry. It is Peter. Shout out to Pete, man. If you guys don't already follow them, go over there to their YouTube channel, Buckeye Battlecry, 2 words, and get them to subscribe. He says having those 2 top offensive linemen in the top 5 is accurate and deserved. I believe it is too. Austin Cerebell and Luke Montgomery are just, I think those 2 are absolute beasts. Carson Hensman's a really good player too. I think he's better served at guard. But I mean, me personally, I want Austin Cerebell to go to guard and keep Hensman at center. But man, I mean, those 2 last year. Because here's the truth of the matter. I think if we wanted to put Luke Montgomery at left tackle, we could. The same way I believe I mean, he wasn't that great at it in 2024. But if we want to put Austin Cerebell now back at right guard, we can do that. Is because we all know it's much harder to play left tackle than it is right guard. And last year he was wait a second. What was he? Was he all Big Ten last year? Wait a second. I don't remember. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, he was all Big Ten this year. So yeah, Austin Cerevel, man, I think Luke was too. Austin Cerevel is one of the best players on our team. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Huh? Jam. I'm not from Missouri. You know where I'm from. From the Great Lakes State. Come on now. I didn't say the other word. See, I'm from the Great Lakes State. But yeah, man. I think those two offensive linemen are gonna be really great next season. Jam says Petty John. Yes, another guy I really wanted to put I thought I'll put him in my top 10. Just gotta see more. Last year I thought he had a good season in the reps that he had. Also, Duke Pettyjohn's a great follow on X too if you guys use X. But I think Riley Pettyjohn, one of the I think he's one of the more talented players on the team. Like you asked me who are the most talented guys based on their position on the team. I would say he was top. I would call him top 5. I think he's one of the most talented young guys on our team. Just gotta see more. I just gotta see it. I just gotta see it. He got to play in spot duty. Didn't know like Devin got to play a lot. He didn't get to play as much as Devin did. So I've seen more of Devin. That's why I put him there. So yeah, when it comes to Riley, I just gotta see more. Because truth be told, had he played more, I probably would have him in here. I probably would have. Yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna keep saying show me. You damn right I keep saying it. Like I can't make any real I'm not gonna put high expectations on a guy I haven't seen anything from yet, you know? And also because I mean lofty expectations only breed disappointment. And I don't want to be disappointed in that kid. Not that my disappointment matters, but you know. But yeah, guys. So, and by the way, how would you guys grade my top 10? Would you give it a B, an F? If you're Jam, you'll probably give it an F because Jam hates me. But yeah, what do you guys give this right here on a grade scale? Jam, I can't stand you. Pete says, "What about Buck?" I said, "Well, Buck." I'm gonna say, "What about Buckeye Battle Cry?" What about Peyton Pierce? No. Oh, screw you, Jam. He's got to show me more. But I don't think he's a bad player. Yeah, exactly. He's top 15ish. I was gonna say top 20. He's definitely he's top 15ish. Oh, I will say this: he's gonna start. So if you're part of the starting 22, you're one of the 22 best players on the team. At least it's seen that way going into the year, right? So yeah, that's that. Okay, Pete. He says A minus. Jam being a jerk says a C. Daniel Henry says B plus. I'm pretty sure Daniel would have given me at least an A minus had I had Jermaine Matthews in there. So I'll take that on the chin, bro. Oh man. Want to get everybody. Appreciate you all for being here. If you haven't already, please go ahead. I can't stand you, Jam. Please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You like the content we bring. Also, hit that hype button. Helps us get through the algorithm. If you're watching on X, also go ahead, hit that retweet button, hit that like button. And also, we don't beg here. We don't hang you by your legs over a balcony and say, "Give me your money." But if you guys would like to donate to the program and to the network, you can go ahead hit that join button. You see our 3 tiers there. That being the Black Hole Club. JT wasn't short because we all know that he wasn't, and we don't give a damn. And you know the rest. Before we continue, everybody, another message here from the voice of college football. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the voice of college football. And let's discuss how you also can reach your target market. Check out the experience of one of our current partners, that being Win Agency, and our partners over at FanDuel. Posted here on the screen, and just like them, we are here to deliver for you. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com today. All right, everybody. Well, this is the call-in show. No one called in, but you are allowed to leave comments. We just talk freehand here. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. I know what I'm talking about. You would have gave me the A-. You would have gave me that. Buckeye Bio Cry says top 5 gets A+. Oh, for shit, sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Jeremiah, duh. Julian Sand has to be there. Austin Saraveld, Luke Montgomery, Bo Jackson. And I think, it's really easy to make the first 5 guys or put the first 5 spots from the offense because we have a lot of guys returning from there. Whereas on defense, of course, we all know that we're replacing a lot of guys like we did the season before. But yeah, but in all reality, though, I think all 5 of those guys, are definitely within the Big Ten, top 5 in their position, if not number 1 for the guys for like Jeremiah Smith. So I think Bo Jackson is going to have something to say about who the best running back in the Big Ten is this year. Also, I'm very, very big on that. And honestly, if Bo Jackson's the best running back in the Big Ten, that might shoot him up to 3. To be quite honest with you. We'll see. Anybody got anything else here? Again, this is your guys' show. I talked about what I wanted to talk about. There's nothing really else. I can't even think. I mean, I talked about everything on Monday. Nothing has really happened for Ohio State as of late that I care to talk about. I know. I forgot about this. I want to bring this to you guys' attention. You just gotta love bookmarks. You just gotta love them. So, Bo Jackson, best running back in the Big Ten. Don't say that too loud. Michigan fans might hear you. Bo Jackson is the best running back in the Big Ten. All right. So I want to show you guys this because this is where and you got to learn. You have to learn. Don't take the bait. And I almost did today. But I did want to show you guys just in case you didn't see it. I mean, it just pure buffoonery, pure idiocy, brain deadness, daftness. Is there any other word for dumbass I'm missing? This right here from SEC Numbers Guy. He was responding to Kalshi Sports, posting that from the on the odds, and right here, SEC numbers guy, is Jeremiah Smith the most overhyped player in the country in his career against the SEC? 4.3 catches per game, 49 yards per game. He wouldn't be in the conversation if he had to play SEC defenses every week. And then, like Michigander here, who wants to double down on the dumbassery, says all he does is rack up stats against mid to bad competition and then only gets less than 75 yards on less than 10 catches against good to great competition. Most of his yardage comes off of one big play. His other catches are less than 15 yards. He's literally just Marvin Harrison Jr. What's funny about this is that, well, first off, let's start with this guy right here. Let's do a little research. Offensive rankings, college football. All right. Nope, don't want to use Fox. Fox sucks. Here we go. So we're just gonna stay in the top 20, okay, everybody? Let's see. In terms of let's go yards per game. How many teams in the SEC were in the top 20? Oklahoma. No, this can't be the right year. Is it? Yeah, it is. Oklahoma. Missouri. Alabama. Georgia. Texas A&M. The SEC have 5 defenses in yards per game in the top 20. Now, I mean, it's because Ohio State's playing top. Hey, we don't play tough defenses. Indiana at number 4, higher than every single SEC team. Oregon at number 7. Iowa at number 9. And then right outside of top 20, number 21, you got Washington, which is really surprising. Like, dude, I'll never understand the conversation. And the Big Ten was better on defense this year. The SEC was ass on defense. Complete ass. And no one can argue that. And then, this is the other funny part about a Michigan fan saying, no, Jam, I'm not serious saying that we played them. What I'm talking about is the fact that the Big Ten is just better at defense all around. If we went down the whole list, you would see the Big Ten defenses before you would see SEC defenses. So some of the worst defenses in the country were in the SEC, like Arkansas and Vanderbilt. So, no, I'm not hearing that. So, I mean, did you see what Iowa's offense did to Vanderbilt? That was insane. So then you have a Wolverine fan, our guy Michigander, friend of the voice of college football. He goes on. That was total defense, Jam. He goes on, like, if Andrew Marsh had been doing what Jeremiah Smith has been doing for the last 2 years, he would need a cold shower and a wet towel after seeing that. That's what that would do to him. So it's really hilarious to see other fans talk about what Jeremiah Smith does when in all reality, bro, you wish you had him on your team. And I get it. It sucks to see Ohio State win. I get it. Some people hate to see their other people win. I understand. But Jeremiah Smith has been the best player in college football for 2 years now. 2 years running since his freshman season. You know, I would rather people try to have honest football conversations and just talk out of their arse and be complete fanboys. But that's just me. That's just me. But again, everybody, thank you for being here today. Again, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like the content we bring to you here. Again, the call-in show is every Thursday. We'd love to have you guys call in, talk about what you want to talk about. I hear myself talk football throughout the week enough, and I get tired of hearing my voice eventually, and as I'm sure you do too. Again, everybody, thank you for being here. See you next week, Monday on Ohio State Prime Time Live, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And as always, my friends, OH, IO.